The year 2025 is just around the corner, and with it comes an important travel update for everyone in the United States. Soon, your regular driver's license may not be enough to board a domestic flight or enter certain federal buildings. Instead, you'll need a special kind of identification known as the Real ID. This enhanced ID is part of a federal law aimed at increasing security. Many people still aren't aware that their current license may not meet the new standards. The Real ID looks almost identical to a regular license, but it includes a star in the corner that signals it meets federal requirements. To get one, you'll need to visit your local DMV in person and bring key documents such as proof of identity, social security number, and proof of residency. Don't wait until the last minute. If you don't upgrade to a Real ID in time, you may be stopped at the airport or turned away from secure government facilities. Whether you're planning to travel or just want to stay compliant with the law, it's smart to check your ID now and schedule an appointment if
Why a national ID card and national passport are necessary. A national ID card serves as an official, government-issued proof of identity that uniquely identifies every citizen. It simplifies access to public services such as healthcare, education, banking, and voting. By consolidating multiple forms of identification into a single card, it reduces fraud, streamlines administrative processes, and improves security. It also plays a key role in national planning and policy implementation by providing accurate population data. A national password, often linked to digital platforms, enhances the security of the ID system by allowing individuals to authenticate themselves online. As governments and institutions increasingly move services online, a strong, secure password system ensures that only authorized individuals can access sensitive information or services. It protects against identity theft, cyber attacks, and unauthorized access, promoting trust in digital governance. Together, the National ID Card and National Password enable a secure, unified identity system that supports transparency, security, and efficient public service delivery in both physical and digital environments. Anna's airport experience, how ID passport is verified in the USA. It was early morning when Anna reached John F. Kennedy Airport in New York. She was excited about her business trip to London, but as she approached the TSA Transportation Security Administration security checkpoint, she felt a little nervous. Like every other traveler, she had to show her passport and boarding pass. The officer at the desk asked politely, "May I see your ID and ticket, please?" Anna handed over her U.S. passport. The officer placed it under a small scanner. A UV light flashed over the page, checking for hidden security features, things like watermarks, microtext, and holograms that are invisible to the naked eye. The system also verified her passport number in real time against the government's secure travel database. Then, the officer looked closely at Anna's photo in the passport and compared it with her face. "Please remove your mask," the officer requested. Anna smiled and complied. Next came the second layer. Anna was randomly selected for facial recognition verification, which is increasingly common in U.S. airports. A camera scanned her face and instantly matched it with the official passport photo stored in the DHS Department of Homeland Security system. Everything matched. "You're good to go. Have a safe flight," the officer said. Behind the scenes, how it works in the USA. In the United States, ID cards like the state-issued driver's license or passport are verified using 1. Visual checks match photo, date of birth, and signature. 2. Machine scanning barcode or chip in passport is scanned to confirm authenticity. 3. Databases IDs are checked against national databases DMV, Homeland Security, etc. for validity and alerts. 4. Biometric match facial recognition or fingerprint scans, especially at airports.
One morning, Anna arrived at New York's busy JFK airport, dragging her suitcase behind her. She was scheduled to travel to London for an important business trip. It was her first time flying internationally, and a quiet nervousness showed on her face. As she reached the TSA security checkpoint, a uniformed officer politely motioned her forward. When it was her turn, the officer asked, "May I see your passport and boarding pass, please?" Anna handed over her freshly issued U.S. passport and her flight ticket. The officer placed the passport under a small electronic scanner. A soft blue light swept across the passport page. This was no ordinary light, it was designed to detect hidden security features like invisible watermarks, microtext, and embedded holograms that prove the document's authenticity. The officer waited as the system processed the information. Moments later, a green light blinked on the screen, followed by a confirming beep. The passport was genuine. Next, the officer looked closely at the photo in the passport and then at Anna's face. "Please remove your mask," he said calmly. Anna removed it and looked straight ahead. The officer studied her eyes, her smile, and her overall appearance, silently comparing them to the image in the passport. Satisfied, he gave a slight nod and moved to the next step. Anna was then directed to stand in front of a small camera for a facial recognition scan. The system captured her live image and instantly compared it to the digital biometric data stored in the government's database, linked to her passport. Within seconds, the screen confirmed a match. The officer returned her passport and boarding pass with a friendly smile. "You're all set. Have a safe flight." This is how identification and passports are verified in the United States, not just through visual checks, but using layers of advanced technology, secure databases, and biometric systems to ensure that every traveler is who they claim to be. In a world where security is critical, such steps are essential to prevent identity fraud and protect national borders. Would you like a similar story for a different setting, like a bank or government office in the US?
After passing the TSA checkpoint smoothly, Anna couldn't help but feel impressed by the level of security and technology involved. It wasn't just about showing a piece of paper. It was about proving her identity with certainty. She thought back to the steps that led up to even obtaining her passport in the first place. Months earlier, she had visited the local passport acceptance facility in her city. There, she had filled out an application form, submitted her birth certificate, a valid driver's license, and a passport-sized photo. The officer at the desk verified all documents, checking the seal on her birth certificate and matching it with the ID she presented. They then took her fingerprints digitally, a standard procedure, and uploaded them into the national passport system. Once everything was cleared and her background checked, she received her new passport by mail within a few weeks. Now standing at JFK, Anna was reminded of how every step of that process was designed to create a secure chain of identity. Later that day, as she landed at Heathrow Airport in London, her U.S. passport once again became her primary identity tool. The customs officer looked at it carefully, scanning the chip inside the front cover. That embedded chip contained encrypted data: her name, date of birth, passport number, and even her biometric information. The system flagged her as a low-risk traveler thanks to the clearance she had passed back in the U.S. This made her entry into the U.K. smooth and quick. Back home in the United States, ID verification is not limited to airports. For example, when Anna had to renew her driver's license, she visited the DMV. There, she presented her passport and proof of residence. Her identity was verified using a mix of digital systems and a real-time check with the Department of Homeland Security's SAVE database. Systematic alien verification for entitlements. Her photo was retaken, and the system automatically compared it with her previous DMV photo to confirm that she was the same person. Once verified, she was issued a new Real I compliant license. Even in daily life, opening a bank account, applying for a loan, checking into a hotel, or picking up a package from a secure facility, her identity documents were scanned, matched, and validated against national or commercial databases. Increasingly, facial recognition, two-factor authentication, and digital ID apps are being used to add more layers of security. Anna realized that in the United States, identity is not just about carrying a card. It's about a system of trust built through verified documents, biometric confirmation, digital records, and government-backed databases that all work together to ensure safety, accountability, and convenience for every citizen and traveler.